What's going on, good people of Cherokee County and people around the world? Big Matt Diamondine is in the house. We're glad everybody stopped by to have a good time with us. I know we're going to have a good time tonight, Dean. What's going on?
Not much. How you been doing?
Man, it's great.
Won a lot of football games here, huh?
This is another day that the Lord has given us, and we'll rejoice and be happy in it.
Yeah, it was a good one. No
what
bad weather.
Yeah.
What about tomorrow?
Yeah, we could have had some bad weather. Georgia game, center got shut down for 30 minutes over there. Some other like Cleveland County,
they played yesterday.
Yeah, they had to. They wound up having to play cancel game. So Cedar Bluff over there Friday night. Was at Spring Garden Thursday night. We had good weather both nights. Good weather.
The Cedar Bluff game lasted a long time.
Oh, so that's another record.
Well, it was. That's a record for me and Matt.
Another record.
3 hours, 35 minutes. Me and Matt's been to three games over 3 hours in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, we've had a lot of crazy. It's been
different.
Some different games.
Yeah. And we got one lightning delay. One was a lot of passing. I think it was a combination of things the other night. You had to eat timeouts. You had several penalties, which is normal for the first of the year. And just everybody used their timeouts. It's close games. Everybody used their timeouts.
Yeah, maybe we can work on through that. Dean will be at Cedar Bluff host Sand Rock tonight, and I'll be at Cherokee County. They host Piedmont. So
man, that'll be a good one.
we got a lot to talk about. Let's just jump right in.
Yes, sir.
We got Dean's going to have some overhyped teams for college football.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have some local scores and stats and things like that going on. We put them up for you now. And I got some new rules for college football. So before you tune in next week, there's going to be some new rules. So you can say, hey,
we got our top 10.
Big Matt told me about these new rule changes. It's going to be going on.
I'm excited about hearing these rules.
Yeah, it's pretty good. One of them is kind of surprising, but the Pac-12 TV deal, they're trying to hold UCLA. They're trying to keep from doing it because the Big Ten has made a $7 billion deal
with
NBC. So,
CBS and somebody else.
Yeah, Fox.
Yeah.
So we got some news to talk about that, and of course we got our top 10. We're going to talk about that a little bit. They're kind of useless right now. We don't know. I mean, we can't hardly go by nothing. And SEC West Week 1 games, and I'm going to talk about some of the quarterbacks that's going to be maybe still battling out. And I do have some news from some of the colleges that I've researched. There was some practices yesterday, and there was some closed practices yesterday. So stay tuned. We got a whole bunch to cover tonight, and we thank everybody for coming by and hanging out with us. And we can't go any further, Dean, unless we give thanks to our sponsors. So,
yes, sir.
Y'all hang on 30 seconds right here. We appreciate you, our sponsors, definitely for sure. There's no way we could do this without them. We appreciate everybody, guys. We got a jam-packed show for you tonight, Dean. Let's jump right in here first. We'll jump out and say we was at Spring Garden Sand Rock game over there the other night. Wow, what a game!
It was. Of course, the first quarter was just a defensive battle. Neither team could move the ball. In the second quarter, the floodgates opened for the Panthers.
Yeah, they both turned the ball over, like kind of start the game. One of them had it, and did Spring Garden take the ball first?
I think Spring Garden fumbled first at 28, then Sand Rock fumbled.
I thought they was probably both a little nervous, getting the jitters out, those kind of things. Last year, Sand Rock 7-4 overall, 4-3 in the region. They lost to Southeastern in a terrible called game. I'll just call it like it is. OP fell over. He was down. It was not a fumble. It was a terrible call. And then, of course, the Mars Hill game up there. Now, they played 29-28 last year over at Sand Rock. What a fantastic game it was. And they lost some players like Driver and True Graham and OP. That was some of the guys they lost last year. Now, this year, Haygood and McDaniel was, they're in the backfield this year. And, of course, our Swiss Army knife, one of our favorite kids, Logan Crider.
Yeah, does it all. There.
He does. Chestnut's going to be playing QB. Everybody knows about Ace and what happened there. We feel for him and the family. We like them, and you know his daddy real well.
Yes. I hate that for him.
Bullard and Jackson up on the line, help leading the troops, and then Nathan Haygood, the other one, Haygood, and the boys have really worked hard this summer. And that game just turned out over there. Now Spring Garden's in 1A Region 6, so they're not in Region Cedar Bluff's Region 7, so they're not in the same region. Why? I don't know. That's for a whole nother debate. I could talk about that for 30 minutes. Last year was what? Round 3 with Mars Hill, 42-19.
Round 3? Yeah, 3.
6-0 in region, 12-1. Now they lost Denver, Rogers, Floyd, Landon Goins, and our player of the year.
Andrew Bates.
Our player of the year, Coop.
Cooper.
So when you lose all those kind of guys, now Pope's back at quarterback, the younger brother, but he got to play some last year. Cam's in the backfield, Connor Bates in the backfield, and John
does some.
Yeah,
he's kind of a
they put him out wide a little bit, and then of course up front, Ledbetter, and of course Big Jacob.
Well, he's a force.
I know.
Of the ball.
Yeah, and they're young, so Coach Howard's got plenty of time with them.
They look fantastic.
They got Waterloo at home the second big game over there at Spring Garden. Big game. That'll be a regular season. They got Wintersboro, Talladega, Donahoe, and Raglan. They gave up only like 160 points last year in 13 games. Aliceville game was 40-35. Was at that game. If you know Aliceville, guys, good Lord, you can see that they definitely have dudes playing everywhere.
Yeah, that was the. I didn't go to that one. That second round.
They got guys. I mean, their linebackers look like their safeties. Looks like their linemen. Looks like their quarterback.
Falcons.
They all had shoulders and legs. You know what I'm saying? They all had shape of athletes. They didn't look like me or like most kids in high school.
And if folks that don't know, Aliceville's down there below. Go past Tuscaloosa, out in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Yeah, now they
close to Mississippi.
They won that game. Then went on to, of course, like we said, play Mars Hill. Yeah. So that's and then Friday night pregame show, had a good time doing that. Tori kind of come on in, and he was trying to give some information. We were live. That's part of live TV, right. And it was fine because I love Tori, and we're glad he's back over there at Cedar Bluff. Absolutely.
That was a long game, but a pretty good game, entertaining. Went down to the wire.
And it was a long game.
Cedar Bluff won 3 hours, 36 minutes, guys.
Probably about 30 flags or so, we're guessing. A lot of jib-jab, back and forth, and that's the kind of thing you clean up as the season goes on through the week, and both coaches, I'm sure, will work on that. Hey, that Wintersboro team, that pregame video I made, they got some big guys.
Oh, they had some good players. Their running back was good. They had a quarterback that came in late. It was excellent.
When he was running at me on the sideline over there, he come right down to the goal line when Aiden popped him, knocked his helmet off.
That was a hard hit.
I was standing 3 foot when it happened. He popped him. It felt like Cam Newton or Vince Young was running at me. He was big as me. Big old kid. I
thought that Cedar Bluff went through a flare there, it was mostly in the second period. They just looked fantastic. Leak through Caden Pack threw the pass to Bucky Leak, and he threw the pass to Eli McFry.
Double pass.
Then you had one time he was getting sacked and flipped it underhanded to Browning. And he broke one. But in the second half, both teams, the defenses kind of stepped up. Number 20 for we already said that. Smoot, he was a good running back for Winterboro.
See, I thought one of them told me he was a freshman.
I don't know. He was good, but he ran it on the last play, and Kennard busted through and hit him on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, 1-2.
But you hit Kennard head on, you're probably not going to push him.
No, nobody. Yeah, only another big guy would even have a chance to. Yeah.
But we saw some good plays from. I thought Hunter Stallings played a good game. Pack come in and played a good game. Of course, Browning and Leak.
Yeah, Pack had some great punts. Just helped a lot. Had some good tackles. He catch the ball, throw the ball, run the ball.
I was pleased with it. Yeah. I saw our Alex Beatty and Carson Webb had some sacks and tackles behind the line late.
Logan Hampton. I can't believe he's even you forget these kids are getting older. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
forget that he's older now. He's not like in 6th grade anymore.
Right,
And Logan's
right,
plenty
right.
big enough and strong enough, and he's got it. And confidence been building for him through the summer. And I've been over there at practice. Really proud of him and that younger class, him and Carson and the guys, and Hunter Jenkins. I mean,
Yes, he came in and made
Yeah.
a lot. They had 4 guys come off the bench
freshman.
and make a lot of tackles.
Yeah, Mallet.
Yeah.
Samson come in and stuck a guy.
Yeah,
You see
he
him
did.
playing back safety, and he just kind of he didn't move to side to try to make a. He just stuck him.
Right. Well, that second quarter, like we said, that Cedar Bluff had ended up ultimately being winning the game for them. You know, and a lot of that was because of the heroics of Lee just being able to make plays.
Jersey, literally, like on the longest yard. If everybody remembers that movie where the jerseys tore off Burt Reynolds or Adam Sandler, whichever
Right.
version you know. Yeah, his and Dylan's was tore off.
Right.
Man, their jerseys are plumb tore off of. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
raise some money or something, get them some new jerseys.
Yeah,
They're
they had
tore all to pieces.
But it was exciting, and that was the 2 games we went to.
Yeah. And we'll have our player of the week. We'll finish up with Cherokee County game, and Galesville had West End come to town, and that didn't turn out very well for Coach Nat. West End's they're not a bad team.
No.
They always dress a lot of players. I think it got away from them, and from our field reporter
We're
over
leading
there.
one time.
Yeah, the field reporter over there said that the Galesville, they're trying to figure out defense stuff. Coach Knapp and the guys are still working on finding an identity. And they'll be off this week.
Right.
They're going to have to play idle. That's a dangerous game, Coach Knapp. Be careful.
Idle and open.
Bye.
Bye. They win state championships constantly.
You better watch bye. 1 through 7A tough. Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, they play all classes.
Yeah. What do we have for Cherokee County? They went to Model, Dean, over your neck of the woods, and 20-0.
20-0. I wasn't shocked by that, but I did think it would be a little bit closer.
The goose egg.
Goose egg
That's big
shut
for
'em
them.
out.
Yeah, it's big.
But
I'm
you
proud
know,
of
Coach
guys.
Honeycutt's son's the head coach at Model. Models usually puts up some pretty good athletes, and I didn't get to watch the game. They may steal,
I played against him.
but again,
Baseball.
baseball, Jeff, and sounded like Hopper had a good game. Didn't have an incompletion, threw for 100 yards, and
Yep,
of course
it's good.
Cornejo had 154 yards total offense. That's the 2 I heard about. Sounds like the whole defense had a good game.
Yeah, he's fitting right in.
20-0. Well, I saw. Did you see the number of plays ran in that game? It was not very high.
No, it
It was like
wasn't.
77.
Yeah.
And versus 100 and something in the Cedar Bluff game. I don't know. I wonder if those stats were correct. I'm sure they were.
Yeah, their computer, they punch them in on the sideline kind of as it goes. You get those computer
Neither
stats.
team got 40 plays.
Yeah. Well, they had a lightning delay, and that slowed some stuff down too, and they wound up getting done still way before we did.
Right.
And probably was at home before
Oh,
we
yeah.
got. That was a wild game.
Long game. Nearly went into overtime.
Oh my gosh!
Nearly went. I read something yesterday that
If it went in overtime, I don't know what I'd
the
done.
longest game in U.S. history is 5 hours and 39 minutes, but it went into 8 overtime. So that been 7 o'clock start and playing at 12:40.
And Galesville,
Galesville was leading early. They ended up losing 63-26. They had some good performances.
Tanner had
Tanner had 211 yards passing, and
good.
we don't know for sure, that might not have been done since 1980. He threw 27 times. That's not Knapp style, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
It is different.
27 passes. He threw for 211 yards. Kyler Bradley had 6 catches for 88. Higgins rushed for 60 yards on 16 carries.
I can dig it.
And but still, I thought Eads looked pretty good the other night when we went up there.
Yeah.
To watch him play Douglas.
He's playing with confidence, and
Yes, he is.
confidence is always good. Building off last year, and he got injured and had to sit back and watch.
Right. Well, I think one of the main problems with Galesville, and which a lot of teams don't have, is they don't have a lot of depth.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's hardly any depth.
Yeah, 1A rural football is just 1A rural football,
It
guys.
is.
And I mean, what are you going to do about it? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's not a lot of depth right now, and you got kids, everybody pretty much having to play both ways for the most part.
yeah.
And I think it's just taking a toll,
Next week now.
But now, I do think West End is one of the better teams they'll play, West End and Valley Head.
Yes. Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Now they'll play by.
yeah,
That's
then
tough.
who they got?
Watch it, Brian. Then they'll go to Coosa Christian. Now, Spring Garden goes to Coosa Christian this week. Sandrock goes to Cedar Bluff, so they're hosting over there. And Cherokee County here in town will host Piedmont. There was a Piedmont Jamboree. They did invite 5 to play, and it was 21-20, I think was the final.
That the final? What was it with the main starters?
I think it was 14-all, I think.
I've seen where Anderson broke along with.
Yeah.
Hey, that's 2 hard teams to beat, and that's usually what happens when they meet.
Yeah.
Nobody wins. They tie.
Yeah. I mean, the game, the rain game, good gracious. And nobody could score.
I mean, that's the second time I know they've met in the preseason with the starters in, and both times they tied.
They couldn't nobody score.
So they're just about as even as you can get.
Yeah. 2A and 3A, we look for 5 to.
They're just
5 will travel to Geraldine.
That might be a good one.
Geraldine won pretty handedly over at Coosa, 30. I had it 30-something to 14 or
30. Okay.
something like that. So, I see everybody's playing in the county, and I'll be at Cherokee County.
I'll be at Cedar Bluff.
Then I'll be at Cedar Bluff and Sandrock. Now, is Sandrock going to be hungry?
I would think.
Just to show that what happened Thursday was just a fluke and that they just didn't have a good game, and they're going to come to Cedar Bluff angry and hungry. And Bradley and Chestnut and Crider and McDaniel and Haygood and the other Haygood, all the kids went over there. I mean, is Dylan and the guys and Jacob and up front and Big Joe and Bucky and Caden.
Ready for it. Should be a good game.
And Cade Browning and Pack and yeah.
I think it should be. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, make sure you keep me up to date on
Yes, I will.
on that score, and I will too. I'll be posting if I get in the right spot at center. Y'all know how it is over there. I mean, you can't. There's no service in spots.
That'll be a good game too.
Yeah. Yep. I'm looking forward to that game. The guys worked hard this summer. You just want to play one game at a time, and it's like you're trying to hold back a little because you got to focus on this game. And, boy, I was worried about – I didn't think they would lose last night, but I thought they'd be a little distracted because they're just really thinking about Piedmont.
Right.
I mean, you got Coach Smith coming to town, which is a graduate over there. And they all know each other. I mean, the kids know each other. They're on Instagram and Snapchat together.
Oh, yeah. That's it. See, it's different now. We didn't know everybody.
No. Yep, it's different now.
Again.
So,
you didn't go to vocational school. You never saw those guys.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, really.
Yeah, I was friends with the Clanton boys from Sandrock because of trade school.
Trade school.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, we got one thing to do, and I think it's probably what everybody's been waiting on. They probably want us to shut up and tell us who the player of the week is. There's no, before we do it, and people know this, we've been doing this for a couple of years now. It's usually most 90%, it's going to be the game that we're at. And it's going to be a county, like game.
Gaudy stats.
Yeah, and it's good if you have big numbers. And sometimes it's happened where we wasn't at a game, and the kid just had
such a good game.
Like Luke Welsh, like we wasn't at one game one time or something, and he just had some crazy game. Had a bunch of tackles and a bunch of yards. So I mean,
he got it.
Sorry, yeah, you couldn't. I mean, it was pretty easy. And then sometimes we sit here and flip coins. We have literally, haven't we? We literally flipped coins. I mean, heads or tails. It was like heads, Cooper, or tails, or Jacob. And
right.
And we've had to do that.
Well, before we do that, man, hold on.
We'll go through the list and
I'll
we'll give some ones we've.
Some other guys that had good games. Eads 211 yards passing. Leak had 137 total yards. Cade Browning had 93 total yards and a touchdown. Hopper had 99 yards. Cornejo had 154 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Chapel Pope had 104 yards rushing. And the score, and Kyler Bradley had 6 catches for 88 yards and 2 scores. But our player of the week, do you want me to announce it or do you want to?
Let's see here. Let me get our voting machine out. We're just going to let it. I'm going to put it in there.
Put in that BCS.
I'm going to put in the
And Connor Bates had 211 yards and 4 touchdowns on 17 carries.
Let's see here.
This will spit out the player.
We don't even. It just
does it. We put it in like the BCS.
Yeah, and it just gives me a number and it's running. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Who do you?
All right. Well, all those numbers and all those good games. Hats off to all those guys. But our week 1 or week 0.
Big Diamond.
Big Diamond Player of the Week is Spring Garden running back Connor Bates.
Congratulations, Connor. Fantastic game.
211 yards and 4 touchdowns in his first start at running back, I'm assuming.
Just had an unbelievable game.
Yeah, he looked
He just kept going
I
and
kept
going.
Who's that 20?
And going. And I've watched him. He's a great kid. I mean, he just is. I've watched him. We've seen him since junior high. We've been going over there, when Weston and all them played, and he's just part of that team. He's Spring Garden blood through and through, man. He puts in the work all the time, and he's not one to shy away from staying late or coming in early or.
No, and he Howard runs those 3. Runs Chapel, Connor, and Cam. You got a 3-headed monster there. They rushed for 403 yards the other night.
Yeah, Chapel
403.
Too. Yeah.
Now I don't know if those 3 had all 403, but they had 90% of it.
They will be at Coosa.
Yeah,
Coach O'Brien will welcome Coach Howard down to Marco. It's not Marco Bryant Field.
Marco Bryant.
But I can mess with him because he knows we love him.
Marco Bryant's got a tough schedule.
Marco Bryant does have a tough schedule. He's trying to get them ready, man. So that's our Player of the Week, and everybody that comes by the page here, and we've had some chatter about that. Mark Haygood says, "Congrats, Connor. He is a class act." Mark, appreciate you saying
I
that.
think
He
it's
is
a class act for people that they beat to
I do
say
too.
they should
Yep,
get it.
and the kids too.
Yeah, we had one of them won't name him, but a Sandrock player come on.
I had another one at the game.
He should be it.
Yeah, I had another one at the game. Some of the I seen some of them. They're like, "Well, I mean, it's what it is." He had a good night. We're gonna do better. We know where we're slipping, and we're gonna fix those things this week. So that's a great attitude to have. Thank you, Mark, for coming by. And again, congratulations, Connor Bates, our first Big Diamond Player of the week. And we'll do. That's this Taco Bell card. $20 is yours, and I'll have your shirt tomorrow. I'll go by and pick it up, and I'll probably come earlier. I'm going to try to get out there before practice and get him his stuff. So I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
I don't want to come.
Yeah.
And because tomorrow night I'll be at Starkey's.
No, you're going down there tomorrow.
Road to the Blue Mat will continue part 2.
I've got to go.
Tomorrow
There's
night.
A junior high I need to announce that. Junior high jamboree at Cedar Bluff tomorrow at 5.
5 o'clock. Have Sandrock, Spring Garden, and Appalachian in Cedar Bluff.
Oh, really?
We'll all be
I
there.
didn't know who all was going to be there.
Yeah.
I assumed everybody around mostly.
Yeah, Cedar Bluff, Spring Garden, Sandrock, and Appalachian. And it'll start at 5. The wife will be there taking some pictures. She's going to take some pictures.
I'm excited about
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy that. Let's see. Fantastic athlete. Caden come home talking about how good that he had played. Congratulations, Connor. Yeah, thank you, Jennifer, for that. And Caden had a good game the other night, too, just all around, kicking and throwing and catching and tackling. Good gracious. I mean, that's great.
He did have a good one. Had a lot of tackles behind the line. 2 or 3 big plays.
Yeah. That's good for our area, man. We're always love to celebrate kids in our area. And you know where we'll be at, and we'll be doing signature autographs. And I'm still on thick with 35 cents. I think with the longer last name, I'm going to have to do that.
Filling personalized pictures, too.
What are we doing?
Are we doing that?
Glamour shots?
Glamour, yeah.
$1.
Yeah.
So
We
that's
are getting a lot of shirts. We're seeming to be getting more followers. I'm serious.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I just, I saw somebody in Somerville the other day with a Matt and Todd shirt. I'm serious. I meant to tell you, I didn't know who it was.
I met a guy at Cedar Bluff game that said, hey, I watched y'all's show and I like it. Y'all cover the kids in a little different way. I like how you know, the videos and stuff and how you do that. And we're new to the area. They were from up on the mountain, and they're going to bring their kid to school here. And it was, I think it was like maybe their first ball game that they had been to, out of high school game, and said like the atmosphere, the food's good, and the people are loud and proud. And we're proud of Coach Beckett and Crane and Coach Little. And they've done a good job this year, and they snuck out one over at LD Bruce Field. And
I felt like they were the better team, and I just think some of the turnovers and stuff kind of helped Winterboro get back in it. You know? But all in all, I mean, it was a win.
Yep, that's the W.
And, that's a W, and not a bad team. Winterboro had some athletes.
Oh gosh, man, I can't
More than one.
Wait till you see them guys play somewhere. Whew. Let's take a anything else high school you want to kick around before we move on to.
No, I think. Oh well, I was going to say Chattooga lost to Lafayette the other night. Some other just teams that may interest you. Valley Head beat
North Sand Mountain.
North Sand Mountain.
Yeah.
I think Bain had 200 yards again.
Yeah, he did. Five touchdowns.
Five touchdowns.
He's
there
good,
wasn't
man.
a lot of Rome High won.
They're really good this year. Buford came and had beat Thompson, and Carrollton beat Gadsden City. And I put it out on the page over there
they
for some
overreacted about
some
that.
talk about that. Let me remind you guys, Dean's over in that area and has been for a long time, and I've watched Georgia football for a couple of years. Now, you know more about it than I do, but just from what I know of watching, guys, it's not something bad to just go hang your head about, just go run off off the Gadsden City Bridge over there because you lost to Carrollton. This team's probably not going to lose a game in Georgia.
No, they may lose one in the playoffs, but that'd be about it. And if they do, it's going to be to Rome.
And their quarterback,
Carsville,
is probably he's a junior. He's going to be number one guy.
He's going to be the number one quarterback in the country
next year.
Yeah.
So it's okay, Gadsden City. I know y'all not used to playing Georgia teams. Maybe these guys are smoke shows. They shut down all the schools like the Cedar Bluffs and the Galesville, Spring Garden, Sand Rock, and they just put them all up at center. And center would just be a 6 or 7A. That's what they do over there, right?
Oh, yeah, and they have kids coming in from all over. I'm sure. I'm not going to say they recruit. I don't think they recruit.
But like
I think
Buford,
kids would be like, I just want to go play for Carrollton.
We was watching Buford for the game. Thompson. Buford's how close to Atlanta? Look it up. Very close. Gadsden City's not close to Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Hoover is.
Right.
Those guys, and that's why they're good. Why is Auburn High School good? It's close to a major city of Montgomery.
Mm-hmm. And also a major university.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
It's just by population. So don't freak out.
Don't judge them on that.
No, please don't. Please don't. So
now, if they go out here and get beat 60, now I'm not taking nothing away
from somebody else in the state. Yeah, 6A or 5.
From Westbrook beats them 69-7, who is a 2A school. You got a problem.
Yeah.
But Carrollton, I told Matt earlier when I saw that, I'm like, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And actually, Carrollton's better this year than they've been being. But Carrollton, they've had guys in the pros, guys starting in the pros, which I know Kirkpatrick started in the pros, but Carrollton's
this high class. Georgia's just a little different now, Alabama. So y'all don't freak out. Aaron McKenzie, come on here and say that's our Valley Head reporter from up there.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Howard and Spring Garden just keep rolling with another strong team. It looks like good that they aren't in our region. That would be a good game. Valley Head and Spring Garden. That'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Wait a second. I got a text from somebody. Say that again.
Spring Garden and Valley Head.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good game.
Yes. That'd be
He's
fantastic
thinking
game.
that he's glad they're not in their region. So.
And we did want to say that we were talking about Connor Bates earlier. That line for Spring Garden's pretty tough.
Yeah, and we named the guys that they lost, and
yeah. I mean,
just
Jacob,
plug right back
like
in.
we said, Jacob Welch is a force. He's so big.
Yeah. He's just they're still young.
And yes, they are.
So congratulations to Connor over at Spring Garden. I'll be out there and see you tomorrow after lunch sometime. And congratulations, Big Diamond Player of the Week. We'll be out there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's take 1 minute, and we're just gonna change gears and get our notes out, and we'll be right back. Let me get this going right here. Welcome back, everybody, to the Matt and Todd Show. We appreciate you guys for hanging around. Congratulations again to our Big Diamond Player of the Week, Connor Bates, over at Spring Garden. We'll be out there tomorrow with your shirt and your food card. Guys, we can't wait to get started into more high school action. This Friday night, Dean will be at LD Bruce Field as they host the Sand Rock Wildcats. Coach Heath and Coach Bates and Coach Short and Bunch will be in attendance over there, where Coach Beckett will be welcoming them in. I will be with Coach Kelly and at the gang over here at Cherokee County Warriors. They will host Coach Smith and Coach Blanchard and Scooter and all the guys, Piedmont Bulldogs, and the 10th year, 12th year starters, been starting since first grade. Jack Hayes.
Oh, yeah. Got 74,000 yards. Isn't it something like that? He probably does got 10. Nah, I don't. He may have 10.
He's great. He's a good kid.
He's got close.
Let's get on in here to college stuff. We got kicking around. We're going to do our top 10 a little bit later on. We got overhyped teams. That's just, guys, the top 10's ridiculous. I mean, you don't even have Tennessee in there. I mean, Auburn could be at least 25. I mean, Auburn is not going to win a bunch of games.
I wouldn't think, not with their schedule.
If we're going to just pick it by their schedule, then you can't. I mean, what are you picking then? You know, so they got a lot of things messed up. But
I thought they did.
Week 1, SEC West, and we'll talk about those first games and the quarterbacks. There were some close practices yesterday, and you may be interested in who the quarterbacks may be. I got some good tidbit news from LSU and from Mississippi State and A&M. I've got some reports in from there from a space I was on Twitter the other night.
Oh, I thought they were sending them straight to us. No.
Talked to some people that are on grounds over there.
Oh, I thought
at Ole Miss too.
Oh, I thought they were just
Kiffin
and Fisher.
No, they're busy right now. I called Jimbo the other day and had voicemail, but But let's do rule changes.
Yeah, I want to hear these rule changes.
All right, rule changes ahead, guys. Now you want to pay attention to this. Now listen, when you go sit down, you get your popcorn popped, and you got your nachos and your sausage dip, and you see something crazy, and you get up, you lean back, and you cheer, and you just go, "What? What kind of call is that? That's bull. What are they talking about?"
You don't have to do that now.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. Just keep eating and go, you know what? Old Matt Shaw said.
Matt Shaw said that.
He said this rule change.
Going now, who's Matt Shaw?
Who's Matt Shaw?
We can't tell that story.
Targeting carryover. This is what we're going to talk about. Review and appeal by the NCAA, which is very laughable by me because the NCAA is a joke. Like they're going to police this?
No, I wouldn't think they would.
So I don't know how that's going to work out. So if a guy gets caught for targeting in the second half of the game, he may not have to sit out the first half.
But he still got to sit out that second half.
He may not have to sit out the first half of the next game. You can appeal it.
Have they still not? So all these meetings and they didn't come to the decision that let's quit throwing them out.
That's not going. I don't know I don't like it, but so there's going to be a difference.
You can possibly only have to sit out a half.
Yes, you just had to sit out that half. All right. Next is deceptive injury timeout. I've got on that last year, and as soon as I said something, I really got a cramp. I crossed up and
oh, is that when you got that cramp?
Yeah, I mean it was. Oof, man.
That wasn't a fake cramp.
No, it got me in the back of my hamstring. Boy,
yeah, I remember that shit.
Schools and conferences will be able to question injuries or fakes, quote unquote, to the national coordination of officials. They can remove athletes for more than one play and allow teams to sub after a first down.
Well, let me ask you something. How in the world are you going to determine if somebody's faking
that's what I don't know.
An injury or not?
I don't know how they're going to do that.
Hey, we got a visitor. Jimbo Fish.
Go ahead. Okay.
Sit out there. Say that to again.
Yeah. So you can remove the athlete for more than one play and allow the teams to sub after first down. Okay. Blocking below the waist. This is a little different. Only by linemen. The stationary back inside the tackle box. Okay. So only by lineman to be blocking while you're engaged below the waist. Big clip it. That's not much of a change. But what they're saying is, as long as if they're in the tackle box, they don't want you to do it outside tackle box because you got more linemen pulling and stuff and moving.
So you can't be hitting them low.
Yeah. They're trying to keep from a big lineman kind of moving. That's the way I've understood
Taking
it.
their legs out from
Yeah.
under.
And this is a new one, thanks to Pickett. Wasn't it Pickett did the fake slide at Pitt? I think it was.
Yes.
All right, no fake slides. If the defender is holding onto a first down, it could be a 10-yard penalty. So if you do a fake slide like you're going to give up and you don't, and you take off and run
Yeah,
anyway.
because they're going to let up.
Yeah. So if you get, it's going to be the discretion of the ref, and if you do it, it's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
They're going to let up because you can't blast them anymore. Now, if they were still blasting them, they might could do that.
Yeah.
But guys are not going on and hitting them in the head now.
Yeah. The last two kind of off the cuff. Illegal touching by a original ineligible player is penalized 5 yards from the previous spot and includes loss of down.
All right. Now, explain that.
Illegal touching by the original eligible player is penalized 5 yards from the previous spot and the loss of down. Same thing. I guess if the quarterback throws it and somebody tips it and he catches it, the first person, the last person to touch it can't.
Advance.
Yeah.
Okay.
And fists together, this is going to signal blindside block for the refs. So when you see this, don't throw your snacks up in the air. What? What is this? This crap. They're always against us dogs, man. Georgia can never get no respect.
Yeah, no, that's blindside.
Yeah, it's bull crap. Alabama, we never get any breaks. So yeah, this is blindside, so don't freak out. So anyway, that's that.
All right, not too much really.
No,
Nothing mind-boggling on there.
really just the being able to go against, if you think it's a target in play, you don't have to sit out the first half of the next game. That'll be good.
There wasn't nothing drastic on there, like no interference calls. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
And so that's kind of the only big thing.
I wish they would change some interference penalties. I mean, they used to, you couldn't face guard, and now you can. I don't.
He's
If
getting
I
on the
open
nerves.
that door, she's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere.
Hang on, let's just stop.
He'll be back.
Okay. ACC West preview, A&M versus Sam Houston the third at 1 o'clock. Hayes King, QB. And, of course, you tailback, a chain's going to be,
So Hayes King is going to be the QB?
That's the way I was understood to me by reading the articles I have read. He looks like he's going to be the guy.
See, I heard Max Johnson. Max Johnson's what I heard. I mean, I've heard it's going to be between them two. Max Johnson transferred from LSU. But, a chain, he's great. We love him.
King's been winning at practice, and that's what the noise is down on campus. Ole Miss will play Troy. Ole Miss is favored by 22. They'll play the third at 3 o'clock. The Utah native Jackson Dart.
Is he going to be there?
He played at USC.
Is he going to be their QB?
They had a scrimmage the other day. Altimer and Dent are also there too. Dent's not taking a lot of snaps. I think he was not at the scrimmage Saturday, but Altamar and Dart were. Dart was 14 for 17, 207 with 2 touchdowns.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Saturday. And then Altmyer, Altmar was 13 for 20 for 126.
That's not quite as good as Dart's numbers.
So you can probably circle Dart.
I would think so.
He'll probably be Ole Miss QB.
Well, from what I've heard, he's supposed to be the real deal anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's from Utah. He played at USC, got picked up up there. And Lane Kiffin snagged him up, and Kiffin did snag another recruit today. They got a big name that
I just wonder how good they'll
receiver
be this year. I'm kind of anxious to see Ole Miss this year.
yeah, they got a big name wide receiver. And I will tell you what his name is because I have it right here. I
So
shared
the
it.
transfer portal?
No, high school signing. His name is Aiden Williams. Has committed to Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
4-star wide receiver. Ayden Williams.
Ayden.
Aiden Williams. He'll be with Ole Miss Rebels. They are favored by 22.5. Mississippi State favored by 16.5 versus Memphis. They'll play the third at 6:30. Rogers, 4,800 yards. We all know this tale. He's going to be your quarterback.
Does about 400 or 500 passes, probably 500 passes a year, maybe more.
They had a scrimmage Saturday, and I got to see some clips of that. He looks good.
Oh, he's good. There's no doubt about it.
I don't think he missed a pass. I seen about 10 passes.
Really?
He didn't miss one.
Could you imagine? You know how fun it'd be to be a receiver there?
Yeah.
But what about a running back? A lot of blocking, which they probably get to catch the ball too.
Yeah. LSU's favored by 3 over Florida State. Play on the 4th at 6:30 at the Caesars Superdome. Miles Brennan is out.
Yes, he quit.
He will be retiring from football, period. Jaden Daniels probably looks like he's going to get the nod. Nussmeier's going
Arizona State.
Yeah. Nussmeier will be your second-team guy.
Do you remember the Oregon game when Arizona State beat them? We watched at your house that night.
Mm-hmm.
He was their quarterback.
Who was?
Arizona State's quarterback, Daniels.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's
pretty good. I forgot he even went there.
So you can circle Daniels for, looks like he's going to be your guy at LSU Tigers.
Aiden Daniels.
Go Tigers. And your Auburn Tigers playing Mercer. The 3rd at 6 o'clock. QB.
Who?
Well, as of this weekend, Finley's making a strong case. All the articles say that he's pushing past the pizza roll Calzada.
Really?
Calzada. Yeah.
I just figured it'd be Calzada hands down.
Saturday, it says Finley is starting to, quote, separate himself from the group.
But it's Calzada's job still to lose, right?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Johnson Jr., wide receiver. Calzada had no first-team reps the other day.
Wow.
He didn't take reps with the first team. I'm just reading from the guys that are there, that report for the colleges. I get these notes from them, and that's what they're saying. So, Auburn fans, hang in there. As of probably Tuesday or Wednesday, they're supposed to be making an announcement because Coach Harsin still says we're still waiting. We're trying to see who's going to battle it out and who's going to be the best. I don't know. I don't know.
Decision.
Yeah, this week's going to be. Yeah, I was like, darn guy, you got to call a starting quarterback.
You got to. I guess Alabama's. Is they're still up in the air?
Who?
Alabama.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big question. Bryce, I don't know.
Yeah, he's being pushed.
Too much pressure on him. He's not really that good.
No.
KJ is king at Arkansas. There's no doubt about who's going to be quarterback
Maybe
there.
as much as he might be as safe as Young, right?
Yes, but very much so. He said they're ready to see him torch Cincinnati. They're going to put it on them.
I think they will.
They had a closed practice Saturday. Did not open to the media. Crawford, the wide receiver, is supposed to be transferring. That's kind of a loss for them. I mean, you don't want to lose any wide receiver, especially right now. At this time of the year, you don't want to lose any wide receivers.
No, not
but
right now.
This is his 3rd transfer.
Oh, okay.
So he's maybe a little basket case. He's got some personal problems.
Could be.
They're favored to beat Cincinnati by 7.
I think it may be worse. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Because Cincinnati's not bringing back a lot of people.
No, lost a quarterback.
Alabama, Utah State.
What's that spread? Off the chart.
I don't know. I didn't even look at it because it don't matter. I mean, it's
Bama, Utah State's not a bad team, but they're not going to beat Alabama.
I just put Bama by 42. I don't know. They play the 3rd at 6:30. Arkansas plays the 3rd at 2:30, so you can watch the Pig Suey and then old King Saban, St. Nick can kick it off with Utah State. It's not going to be a real good week. And of course, last week we went through Georgia and Oregon.
That will be there's a few good games that day. 4. Excuse me, guys. 4, I think. 4 good games that day. 4 or 5. But it's not just a action-packed. It's not like a bowl day.
No, not really. Now, for some guys that are new to the college that you don't know, I'll just run through these. Right. I got 3 or 4 guys here. Maybe to be looking out for because they're playing mop-up games. Jeremiah Alexander, edge rusher from Thompson at Alabama. May get to see him. Kid from IMG, defensive end, Jahad Campbell. And then, of course, Ty Simpson, the Westview, Tennessee guy. Broke him down back in the summer sometime. Quarterback. Right. I don't know if he'll get to come in and maybe get a little duty there for Alabama. We'll see. Mississippi State, Braden Lockie, quarterback from Rockwell, Texas. Hey, this kid's won a lot of football games. So, Locke, he may get some, I don't know, however that game kind of goes to them.
I've never heard of it.
Quoshan Junkins, running back. This kid played at Pike Road.
Oh, Pike Road.
He's at Ole Miss. So watch out for Junkins. Maybe if you see him out there on the name on the jersey, he may get to play a little bit because Ole Miss's first 5 games are
Pretty
they
easy.
play nobody.
Really?
Nobody. I mean, they're going to walk.
I've seen a lot of that this year.
They're going to walk 5-0.
Yeah.
January 11th, he came on campus. He's from Pike Road, and
Road?
we all know what Pike Road is.
Oh, yeah. They're pretty special.
They got some big time athletes.
Pretty special.
Let's see. We have. Let's do. You want to do the news, or you want to do?
No, go ahead. You can go ahead.
This is just conference commissioner.
You can go through that.
Kaleva. Yeah, say that. Kaleva.
Khalifa, boy, they're getting them names.
Kaleva.
Y'all do this to him every week. Who are our riders?
He's the commissioner for the Pac-12.
Kalakov? Okay.
He's the commissioner of the Pac-12. I'm gonna call him Koloff, like Nikita Koloff. That's the best way I remember it. Quote unquote, they're already regretting it. UCLA can't uncouple from Cal because they're both under California Board of Regents. One cannot vault at the expense of another, says Nikita Koloff.
Nikita Koloff. That's a hard name. Kilikoff, I guess.
So what's the mark that the Big Ten commissioners are talking about? Big Ten commissioner, he says that they want to be more nationally known and that we are no longer just going to be stagnant. He's trying to build a brand and build the Big Ten out there. I mean, the Big 12, the right. Oklahoma and all that. They're trying to build the Midwest because they're just hanging on, guys. They're not. They just don't look real good for them.
Right.
Now, Kevin Warren, Big Ten guy, the future is the growth of the company and to have a conversation about paying football and basketball players. 20 teams are definitely coming to the Big Ten, he says. There'll be 16 in 2 years when USC and UCLA come. They assume. They're also looking to gather up Notre Dame, Oregon, Washington, Stanford, and Cal.
Wow.
So they're just going to gobble up the Pac-12. They did make a new TV deal. Warren will be on the HBO Bryant Gumbel. Everybody knows Bryant Gumbel. If you get HBO, if you do, season 28, episode 8 will be on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Check it out.
Real Sports, is that what it is? Yeah.
It'll be on. And Commissioner Warren will be on. And he's going to really break it down. And if you want to know more about this stuff, it's kind of interesting. $7 billion,
It still sounds like a mess to
$7 billion TV deal over 7 years. Fox, CBS, NBC. Revenue share for players, quote unquote, could be a real thing. And NFL has also put in a deal with Amazon and 4 other networks to make a $100 billion deal. The NFL has. They're going to have a Big Ten Saturday night by NBC. It's going to be a special. CBS is still going to hold the girls and boys basketball championship games, though, however.
Okay.
So that's just kind of the news.
That's kind of just a basic.
Yeah, on some of that
basic
stuff.
College football news.
Yeah.
That's
now here's a dumb question.
Pretty interesting. I mean, about just the conference stuff just confuses me. I lose interest listening about it. Not on here, just in general. It's just
I've quit watching it.
Yeah.
I watched it when it first came out, but all they was doing was college realignment TV deals. I caught it for a little while, but after a day or two, you get bored with it. And I was just wanting to fill some space there.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
Oh, I am too. I don't like it.
Yes, it just drives me crazy.
I just don't really care.
Well, and it's all going to be done later. When it's 3 years before?
Yeah, 2 or 3
Oklahoma
years.
Texas,
But these TV deals are going down. Now, here's something that's interesting. But the things that I do like about it, it brings interesting conversation.
It does.
And when I see people on the street, they say, Matt, you a cultured son of a gun, you.
You what?
Cultured son of a gun, you. The barrage that you're putting on to know that these teams are getting these TV deals, these conferences. Well, are they preluding it on the idea that USC and UCLA is coming? I think.
I guess.
What if they don't come?
See, I don't think they'll come.
What if they don't get? I mean, what if something happens? I don't think they're going to stop them. I think they're going to come.
See, we disagree. I mean, but that's good that we disagree.
Yeah,
I don't see that deal going through.
They ain't nothing going to be able to stop them. I mean, every team.
You're right too. But I don't know, for some reason,
But what happens if the
thinking
TV
they'll
market says, "Well, hey, look, you penciled in USC and UCLA, and we paid you $7 billion."
They may end up being in a situation where they have to go.
Well, these TV rights, they'll come back and say, "Well, we're going to cancel that contract because that was under the intentions of USC and UCLA coming."
Right. I don't see
So
just doing away with the Big Ten contract just because USC and UCLA don't.
I agree.
I wouldn't, would you?
No.
I mean, if me and you signed the Big Ten to a deal, would you cancel it because UCLA and USC didn't come into it?
Yeah, you'd have to because they're not going to pay them $7 billion if they're not getting USC.
Well, that's true too.
They're paying for that California market. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I'm paying you extra because you live in Cedar Bluff and you're saying, "Well, I can't offer up those yards that I had to mow over there." Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not paying that much then because you don't. Your side of the pie is not any good.
Right. Yeah, I see what you said.
They may not, so they may be a bunch of hockey going on. I don't know.
Sounds like a mess to me.
No.
Every time I hear it, I know that's all I ever say. It just sounds like a mess.
It is. And the conference realignment stuff. There's going to be teams moving around for the next couple of years.
All that scheduling.
Yeah, these
That'd be
commissioners.
awful.
We need a general manager of college football.
God, can we?
A real GM, like the
Let's go
NFL
be the
does.
schedulers. We'll schedule all the games.
He got the money. I got the time, Jack.
Utah versus Alaska. And
King Salmon Island versus Pollywog Tech. Let me ask you a roundtable question.
all right.
This is something I run across on some news today. Mm-hmm. This is coming out of Norman, Oklahoma, which would be the Boomer Sooners area, right? Mm-hmm. And they're not the only one, so I'm not going to pick on them because it's coming. Mm-hmm. Private tailgating. You know what that means, don't you?
You can't tailgate no more.
Not only are they making a bunch of money off of you, not only are they going to charge you more for your tickets, not only is your Coca-Cola, your bottle of water going to go from $4 to $6, and you got to pay to rent a space to cook and hang out.
Wow.
And now, don't be surprised when you go down to Tuscaloosa and it happens. Don't start flipping your hats
So just
if you got a mouthful of pork rinds right now, just swallow and take a deep breath. It's okay. Don't
we
get
get us a
choked.
camper, somebody that we give player of the week to. Family buys us a camper.
Yeah.
We can't go.
Well, we'd have to pay for the spot.
Yeah, like probably a lot.
Well, now we were going to pitch in on that. Me and brother-in-law and all them, we were going to pitch in. I don't see Auburn on that wall anywhere. Yep, they are right there, Johnson. Right there. Right there in Alabama. That's Johnson. What's up, John C? Good to see you on the page, brother. A Cedar Bluff Tiger
Jonathan's
from way
fine.
back.
Yeah. He's
Age
probably
boy.
just messing with us.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
I love Johnson. He showed me how to do front presses and stuff in the weight room back when I was a kid.
Hey, we even got Louisiana on here, Jonathan.
Yeah, we watched. We even got the Raging Cajuns. Oh, right there. He's bleeding. Cut the show. Cut it.
All right.
So you're gonna have to pay for tailgate, but we were gonna do it one time, and you could rent like a tent, and then they would bring out like a table and a TV and hook you up, and you could watch the game. And I think it was like $200 or $300, and we were all gonna kind of split it.
I'm seeing what Jonathan.
Yes, sir. Much love, much respect,
But
John C.
they're going to make it more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, why you want to? I don't get that.
Tailgating's a pastime.
I mean, who you want to go? Yeah, I mean, like Jonathan, for example, he works hard for his money. He maybe wants to hit up on the Hardy and go down to Auburn and watch football.
Basically, where you just got to go to the game, park, and go to the game.
Yeah, maybe he wants to go down and hang out with some buddies. Him and Anthony Chambers, AC. I mean, they're all Auburn fans. What if they want to go hang out and just kick back and
can't do it no more. Or you can't.
Yeah, you just got to pay for a private party. That's not right. I don't like that.
Nah, I don't know. They're making so much money. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't, man. I don't get it.
Everything's going up.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to go in a shirt store and pay $25 for some T-shirt. Yeah. And if you want your favorite player's jersey, $100 bill.
Oh yeah. Food side.
Go down and get you a Finley jersey and see what it costs.
When we went to that state championship game, what was a Polish sausage? $8?
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. For a Polish
Go buy you a Bryce Young jersey at Tuscaloosa and see what that cost you. A Nike jersey on eBay, $150.
Bryce Young.
But
transferring.
Anyway, that's just some news of kind of how things are going and some rule changes and the starting week for the SEC West and kind of some players. And I got some little low-down dirt on quarterbacks that should be playing and starting. So, hey, who Who are people talking about way too much? Now, for me, Notre Dame. They should be like 20 on my list.
Well, let me put my glasses on here. I've got 4.
Who's overhyped? Who's just talked about way too much?
Overhyped. All right, Matt. Let's talk about that right quick. NC State. You agree or disagree?
I agree, man, and I see it a lot. I was on Twitter Space the other night, and the guy responded to me, and I asked him. He's a big time. His Twitter name is Wolfpack, so I go and direct message him. I said, "Hey, tell me about why." I mean, I just honestly question. Sell me why is your team? Why are they hyping them?
Right.
Oh, they're returning a lot. Got a good schedule. Got some real veteran guys, is what he said.
Well, now here's what I found out, Matt.
I don't know.
They're number 13, which is pretty high.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They do have an easy schedule, and this guy, what'd you say his name was? Wolfpack. Could be right.
Yeah.
But they lost their running backs, both of them, and their leading wide receiver. They do have a good defense, but I don't understand the ranking. I just don't. They play Clemson and they play Wake Forest, whose quarterback got hurt. That's their 2 toughest games. They play FSU, who I picked to be underrated. But I just don't like them. I'm not saying, now, let's make this clear. We're not saying they shouldn't be in the top 25.
No.
I'm just saying they're overranked. I don't think they should be 13.
13's too high.
I think they should be in the mid-20s.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see it, man. They never. The whole point of being ranked, you got to have dudes. When have they ever recruited any dudes? When's the last time a North Carolina State has pumped a bunch of first-round draft picks out to the NFL?
No, I mean,
Only thing that's known about the Wolfpack is
Phillip Rivers is the only guy I know.
the NWO Wolfpack, the black with red writing on it. Nature Boy Ric Flair. I mean, they're from up in that area.
You ever seen that movie, The Hangover?
I don't get.
Call them the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I don't. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know my butt from a hole in the ground.
I don't know. Well, they had a good team last year, but it looks to me like they've lost a lot of guys. I mean, both running backs. All right.
They're supposed to have some veteran guys back.
I know their defense is supposed to be good. We'll see.
Superior interior defensive line. Say that real fast. Superior interior defensive line.
They got a good linebacker.
Yeah.
But like we said, not 13.
Yeah.
All right, my next team that I think's overranked, still, I think they ought to be in the top 25, just not as high as they are. Michigan.
Dude, they are so high on them.
They got them 8. Matt, they lost their quarterback. They lost one of their 2 running backs.
They lost some coaches, too.
They lost most of their defense.
I didn't think the
And they
Hutchins
got them
guy
in the
was.
top 10.
Well, I didn't think he was that good anyway.
I mean, no, I'm talking about they lost a lot of players on the defense.
Yeah, and coaches.
And, yeah.
I think they've lost some coordinators and stuff.
Coordinators.
They got lucky last year, a 1 in 15-year span, to catch Ohio State on a little bit of a blimp in a building kind of era. Had a bad game. They had a pretty good team.
I'm sorry, their quarterback is back. But they lost Haskins, who was their main back.
He's not 10.
They got Blake Corum back, but lost most of their defense.
And they have them.
They got them 8.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons, Matt, here's
high.
the reason I think they've got them ranked so high. Their schedule's pretty easy. They play Ohio State and Michigan State. That's their 2 toughest opponents.
And they may lose both of them.
They could.
I'd say they will. I don't think they'll be either.
I mean, I'm looking at them high teens. I mean, I don't
12,
understand
13.
that.
Yeah.
All right, next overrated team. Now, I've still got them in the top 10. I'm going to tell you that now, but I don't know why they're number 5, Notre Dame.
Because they're Notre Dame. Every year they do this. They put them out there, and they even got a new coach. They got new players all over the place. They have recruited and transferred well. But, guys, you got to put that on the field this year. They're not going to do that. You're going to take some 18, 19-year-old kids and put it on the field?
And be a top 5 team. They lost their quarterback, running back. They do have the best tight end and second best tight end in the country behind Bowers. And their defense is stout now. Their defense is solid. Best secondary in the country. But their schedule is horrible. Nobody can say that Notre Dame don't play nobody. They play Ohio State. They play BYU, who's ranked in the lower top 25. They play Clemson, and they play, oh my gosh, who's the other one? USC.
That ain't it for me.
But I don't understand the top 5 ranking. And a new coach. They got a new coach.
That's what I said. They got a new coach and new players and different people everywhere. I don't see the big deal. They're going to have to cool it with them.
And here's the last one.
Michigan defense is overhyped this year, says
Well, they don't have. They said they lost most of them.
Logan Crider. Thank you for hanging around. They are Michigan defense. Last year they were supposed to be the greatest thing ever. I didn't see them do nothing against Georgia. 0
Well, now here's the one that's
against the great Georgia offense.
No.
You know the gunslinger Stetson Bennett. No, he's not. I'm being facetious. Use that word in a sentence tomorrow.
And I hate to pick on them, Matt, but A&M by far to me, I don't even think they should be in the top 10. Now listen to all this stuff. They lost most of their defensive front. Most of it. That pretty much means they lost 3, right? Of their 4.
Yes.
They lost Isaiah Spiller. They lost Calzada. They have a chain back. Their best receiver had a DUI over the summer. He may not be playing. They've got their 2 leading tacklers are their safeties. And they have one of the toughest schedules, bar none, in the country. And they've got them number 6. They play everybody in the West. That includes Alabama, Arkansas, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Am I leaving anybody out? LSU. And take a pick on who are their 2 out of the conference, out of the West games are. Florida and Miami. Not Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, Miami Hurricanes.
Miami Hurricanes.
To you.
There's no way. I tell you what, I'll jump off the bridge in Cedar Bluff if they hold up that ranking. There's no way. And
What
I don't
number they got them at?
Huh?
What number are they?
6. And I read an article the other day said they had one of the tough. Auburn's got the toughest schedule in the country.
They always do.
And
It's because they have to play Alabama and Georgia, the number 1 and number 2 teams.
Every 2, yes. A&M's top 5 toughest schedule in the country. And they've got them ranked number 6 with all their D-line missing, with their running back gone, who was the best in the conference or one of the best, and with a new quarterback that they don't even know who the dang quarterback is. And plus their off-season trouble, and their wide receiver might not even be playing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But now he may.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I do not understand it.
And I'm writing down my top 10 as we're talking. I'm listening to what he's saying, and I'm analoging some of this stuff and making some key notes.
All right, we're getting into the top 10s now.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got the top. That's only 4 overrated I have.
Yeah, and I tell you what, we put it out Sunday, and I'm not trying to toot our own horn, guys, but, I think what we do is pretty good. I think we do a good job at what we do, and I don't think we're kind of silly or dumb. And you can find us over on on all the other places, Facebook, YouTube, and everything. And make sure you subscribe, guys. It's free and easy. We appreciate any kind of love we get on that. But a lot of the big names, YouTube channels, Twitter people that I know and respect very much, come out Monday or Tuesday with their most underrated team. That by looking at the schedule, and it's very much so, they must watch the show because they.
Don't tell me they said Fresno.
Yes.
Are you kidding?
Well,
I read stuff too.
Well, but they do too.
Don't tell. I mean, I don't want y'all to think that me and Matt are sitting here. Let's see, Fresno State.
Yeah, but they do too.
Yeah, we read.
We had an opportunity to read it just ahead of them, and we go on Sunday, and it's where they go on Monday.
Who else did they have? We had
Fresno, BYU, and I don't think Utah's
Florida State. Nobody's saying nothing about them.
No, Utah's not going to sneak up on anybody.
No, Utah. I mean, you're going to see where I've got them in a minute. It's going to be shock you probably.
Well, heck, they got a lot of guys back, and they got a really good quarterback. You got to start at 10. Who you got at 10? Who's your 10?
Matt. I have somebody that's not ranked in the top 10. I've got the USC Trojans, and the reason why is because they got Williams, they got Travis Dye from Oregon, and they got Jordan Addison from Pitt, and Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, I like that team. Out there in the conference where they're going to be playing, it's not a whole lot of competition really going on. I mean, to play Stanford or something later or something. I like Notre Dame at 10. I'm just going to put them at 10.
Yeah.
They're not a top 5 or 4 team at all. It's like they're putting them at 5 to give them a shot to say, well, if you can go undefeated and stay at 5, we'll put you in that 4-team playoff. That's what they're doing. That's all this is about. It's money.
Exactly. I agree. It's just odd.
Number 9.
I got Notre Dame. I just flipped.
I got USC, so we're flopping on that. Who you got for 8?
I got Oklahoma State, man. I put them in. They were ranked 11, and I went on and stuck them up to 8. I think Gundy does a good job. To be honest with you, I don't know who he has, but I've not done a lot of studying on Oklahoma State. But I went on. I'm going to go on and put them at 8 because
Oklahoma
I feel
State.
like they're better than Oregon, Michigan, and Texas A&M.
Yeah, I wouldn't have no abuse for that.
Problem with that.
They're going to be as proven. I mean, they got a good coach, and they ain't going to be missing out on nothing. 7.
I got Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah, I'll put Baylor
Okay.
at 7, and for 6, I got Oklahoma.
Okay, and I got Baylor at 6.
Oh, okay.
So we just flip-flopped. All right, who's your 5? My 5's the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind putting them outside looking in. Try to prove yourself this year, Clemson.
See, I've seen Ugal's just struggled.
He's bad. He's really bad.
Struggled. Yeah.
I mean, are they going to walk their schedule? I don't know. Are they going to have to play Pitt or Miami, or they're
Well,
going
they
to
play
Florida
North
State?
Carolina State.
They're going to have to play these
They
teams
play Notre Dame.
that we've been talking about.
Yeah, play South Carolina.
Cristobal's done a good job at Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
They're gonna run
got
into-
a tough schedule.
And Pitt, they're going to run into them somewhere.
With Pitt, which is not bad.
No.
Let's see if we got the same thing on 4. This is probably where we're throwing people off. Utah. I got Utah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, with what they have and their schedule, the only question I'm going to have, put a little line out there, question mark, at the Swamp. Guys,
That's a big game. If
It's-
they lose that, they'll never.
it's so hot. I'm telling you, it's miserable down there. It's miserable down there in Gainesville. And these guys are from Utah.
They don't get real well. I mean, they got some desert out there, but it's a different.
It's
kind of
not.
hot.
It ain't nothing like old swamp. I mean, your underwear's wet. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
guys?
yeah.
Big guys with the sweat running down the crack of your butt, and it's hot.
Yeah, you don't even have to wash your underwear; they're already wet.
It's just terrible. Yeah, I don't. That's what worries me. I don't.
Yeah,
I like Utah to win this game, and I've picked that early. And
I wouldn't be shocked if they did.
I'm not going to go back on my word.
I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't win.
Man, it's hot. I'm telling you, they may look hot and look good for a little while. Utah will, but come halftime, you drop below that altitude and you go to running down here, out there on the coast. It's hot, guys. The humidity, guys. They better be hydrated.
I wouldn't.
They better have pickle juice.
I wouldn't be shocked either way.
Yeah.
I mean, either way. And number 3, I got Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't put. I don't think none of those teams I've got behind Georgia are better than them.
No, I don't either.
Now Georgia did lose a lot.
Yeah.
But they got a lot
Well-
back. They got some good players back. Got all those tight ends. Got Bennett back.
The thing is, Georgia and Alabama don't get all this consideration all the time. They're the champions.
Yes, they are.
And so we got to respect that. They got their starting quarterbacks coming back. They lost all their defense. That's the only reason I don't have them too.
Yeah. I mean, I can, and that might not hold up, but I think it will because I don't think their schedule's awful.
And they lost a bunch of coaches.
Yeah, they did. They lost Lanning.
Yeah. They
But
lost,
you don't think Georgia's better than Utah or Clemson? You think Georgia's better than Utah and Clemson, don't you?
definitely better. Yeah. Well, they just have dudes, man.
Well, Georgia's, I'm good putting them at 3, and everybody's like, you're putting them at 3 because they lost everybody, but not, guys, Baylor's not better than Georgia.
No.
Oklahoma, not, I don't think.
That 6, 7, 8, I could flop them either way. I could mix and match. 7 through 10, I can mix and match. I'm pretty solid on 6 through 1. 6 through 1, I like that. I'll probably put a lock on that. But now 7, 8, 9, 10, and I got
either way.
before we go 1 and 2, which everybody can already guess. At 11, I'd have A&M, and
Yeah.
at 12, I'd have Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't drop them way out.
Michigan could be, they could be 13, probably have Michigan, and then like
Miami's gonna be in
14,
there.
I like Tennessee at 14. 15, maybe
Miami.
Arkansas,
You like Miami?
and then
don't you?
16, probably Miami,
Texas.
and then 17, probably like Arkansas. 18, I don't know, Texas.
Texas.
Quinn Ewers, you just got to show me.
Well, I say they had a bunch of players get hurt.
I know
too.
he's gonna have to show me.
Right.
Ewers at Texas, you're gonna have to show me. I believe in Sark. He's a great play caller,
He
but
is.
he's gonna have to show me first.
Matt, too, I think everybody knows it's going to be OSU. Ohio State got Stroud back, Henderson got Smith back, the receiver that's so great. I don't know if they return a lot on defense, and they did lose some guys, but I mean they got Got the best receiver in the country, top 5 quarterback, top 5 running back. How can you keep them out?
Yeah, and then number one, Bama's reloaded and rebuilt, and they cocked the hammer and they ready to drop on somebody, and they're going to beat Utah State 56-3.
And I'm going to give some. Who does that play? Oh, that's Central Phoenix. Yeah, another mix.
That's another.
The reason I've got Bama, and Matt will agree. Come on now, guys. Let's be for real. They
Yeah,
got 9 starters back on defense.
Let's just be honest.
They got Bryce Young back. Come on. They've got one of the some great rat backs. A transfer in from Georgia Tech, supposed to be fantastic. I don't know how anybody. I saw one list that had Ohio State 1, but they had Alabama 2.
Yeah.
So they may flip flop through the year.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I don't know how anybody could have put Bama at 2.
Not right now. Not till they play a bad
With all their
team.
defense coming back, and until they can prove me wrong, if they dump one. But, I mean, like A&M, I'm not high on them. Jimbo's not the best head coach
I don't.
ever.
I don't know.
Dude, they dumped some games last year after beating Bama.
Oh yeah, they lost 3, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think they were 6-1 when they beat Bama.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know. They lost them.
Yeah, look out for that. So
No, they should have beat LSU. That went down the wire. They actually should have went 9-3, and then they fooled around there and decided not to play in the bowl game, right? Yeah. So he's
now that's our top 10, and then it's basically useless until about week 4. I want to see them play a couple of games, get under bat. But we're just going to do it because everybody else puts out a top 10, and
we think we're right, but I tell you what, we're both hoping that North Carolina State don't boom up to number 1 and make us.
they're not going to. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things.
In
my life.
October, if we're sitting here going, well, North Carolina State
Wolfpack.
retains that number 1 spot. We'll admit it though, will
Yeah.
we not?
Yeah.
But I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think
No
we're-
doubt.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, it's gonna be Bama's and Ohio State's and Georgia's. So
No, I do think North Carolina State will be good.
yeah,
No, nobody misconstrued that. We're saying they're overrated.
Yeah.
We didn't say they stink.
way too high, and it's because of their schedule. That's why they're pumping them up. I mean, like we talked about before the show, I would have Auburn at 25. I ain't got a problem with that. They're only gonna probably win 6 games. They got the
7,
terrible
maybe.
schedule. It's terrible.
Oh,
Who
second
wants
year in a row, toughest schedule in the country.
Well, they got
And
to
like
play
you said, they play Alabama and Georgia,
every year.
and now they're playing Oregon.
This their 2 biggest rival games. The longest college football game going is nearly as Auburn and Georgia, and the Iron Bowl is playing at number 1 Alabama.
And the top 2 teams in the country are top 5 every year.
Yep. So congratulations again, Connor Bates.
Yeah, Connor Bates.
Heck of a game,
I
man.
enjoy that picking a player of the week. It was pretty easy this week, though. I mean, with those kind of numbers.
Yeah, and then this week I'll be over at Center, and Dean will be at Cedar Bluff, and we'll see how,
We'll see how it
Gelsville will be off, and Spring Garden will be at Coosa. So process elimination, we'll probably have a Cedar Bluff, Sand Rock, or Center kid. It'll be one of those 3.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I mean, and every week we ain't had a week yet where there hadn't been a kid have a good game.
yep.
We've never had a week where just nobody had a good game. I don't think that will ever happen. But,
What else you got?
That's pretty much it. As far as I'm trying to think if anything's broken. Well, college football actually starts this week, but there are not any big games this week. There are a lot of games.
I was like Vanderbilt. Is that the one they go
Vanderbilt
to
in
Hawaii?
Hawaii plays Northwestern, Nebraska. I don't think any top
Nebraska's
25
going to
team.
Ireland, play
Yes, they're
Northwestern.
going to Ireland to play Northwestern. They're not playing Ireland, people.
All right,
They're
guys.
playing Northwestern in Ireland. Why are they doing that?
Just for
Okay.
excitement.
They'll probably leave pretty
Hit
early.
that subscribe button down below. You know what to do. It's been a dang good show, Dean.
Yeah, good show. We wasn't on as long as we usually, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a.
Yeah, we'll have more stuff next week, and don't be surprised next week if we have a little food up here on the table. We may be doing some taste testing about some tailgating snacks.
And
So-
the shows will get longer once college football comes. When we
Oh
got
yeah,
the games. to
yeah, we'll
talk
have more
about.
games to talk about, and our local games too. So,
Yes.
all right, guys.
Good luck to everybody. In
Yeah,
the
good
county
luck this week. I'll be over at Cherokee County, Piedmont. Dean will be at Cedar Bluff, Sand Rock. Good luck. Hope everybody stays safe. No injuries. Lord, look over them and bless them all. And
We may swap at halftime. Take the copter.
yeah, well, yeah, I may get to that. I'm gonna have to work on it this weekend. Tail rudder's bad on it.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
go over, fly over.
Then we'll have the Dino cam out. All right, we love
I
you
hope
guys.
I know we're kidding.
Thank you, Logan. We appreciate you, young man. Have a good, safe game Friday night over at the Bluff. We love you. And we'll catch you guys through the week. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God as always.
Yes, sir.
Peace.